Ladies and gents and everybody else, welcome to Nickflanaganweakly. I'm Nick. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling a little blah. Let's be real. September's done. September, time of change. Time where it's still warm. No, it's change. You think maybe this perfect weather is going to last. Well, guess what? Unless you're in the West Coast, it doesn't last. No. Gets weird. Gets all cold and rainy. The cat doesn't want to go out. And when he does go out, he doesn't want to come in. Then he comes in, he's wet and covered in leaves. I don't like it. But I accept it because that's how it goes. I am in front of a camera right now, and I'm going to adjust it so that my full face is visible because I'm finally comfortable with my face. Let me tell you a story, friends. It's October 1st. I got my teeth cleaned today. Ain't that a wonderful thing? I'm wearing headphones, but I actually just realized they're not plugged into my microphone. Isn't that funny? How funny is it? You tell me. So I go to the dentist. They scrape the teeth as they do. And then I'm told no cavities. I just need to do a little better job flossing. Maybe you have the same thing going on. I don't know. I don't know what you've got going on. I'm recording this on video, and let me tell you, lots of doors open, lots of clothes hanging up. But we'll just live with that. I'm fine with it. Anywho, what can I say? Woke up a little later than I wanted to. Had to go to the dentist. Thought I'd have some nice amount of time to get there, to get things done. Maybe even record this very episode in the morning. Next thing you know, I'm rushing to go to the dentist. I did a bunch of things, but I didn't get to vent here, as is my favorite activity to do. And here I am, grateful as always. Got to start with the gratitude list. I'm grateful that dentists accept payment after the fact. Because if they had asked me right now to give them some payment, I don't know if I could have. Everyone makes a big deal in Canada. Oh, Canadians get health care. But it's not. You don't get the dentist. Why do they stop there? Have you ever seen a very sick person with amazing teeth? No. The teeth are the window to the the body's health. And it should be free. I'm just saying, if we're doing the whole healthcare thing, hey, surgery's free. Hey, the doctor free. Get the dentist free. I also paid for my glasses recently. So, it's Canada. Not everything good. There's an election in Canada as well. They should call elections, elections truly are marathons because people are running. And it takes a while. So, yeah, the election here. Andrew Scheer, Jagmeet Singh, Justin Trudeau, 3 people head to head. Do you know who Jagmeet Singh is? I don't know a ton about Jagmeet Singh. He's the leader of the New Democrat Party, which is the closest thing to a very progressive party in Canada. He's a Sikh man. His brother was recently ambushed in a protesting manner at one of his press conferences. Jagmeet Singh brother, it sounded like the guy was basically yelling at him about Muslims, but he's Sikh, so he's like, "What are you talking about?" But I do defend Muslims. And then it caused some brouhaha in Canada. Jagmeet Singh, good-looking guy, beard. Now, the only thing is beards aren't really very 2019, that's how I'm feeling like. beards are kind of a 2016 to 2018 thing, kind of a dad bod extension. The same way that dad bods was a way of saying, hey, fellas are going to eat that sandwich and you got to like it. The beard was a way of saying, also the white beard, the gray beard was a way of saying, hey, if this guy can't deal with his feelings and must mask them in facial hair, it's his prerogative. So Jagmeet Singh's got one of those. But I think Sikh people have religious beards. So I don't know if he's masking his feelings. But if I were a politician, I'd be masking my feelings all the time. Just because otherwise it'd be curse, 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 curse. So you got Singh. I like him. But it seems like he hasn't seized the attention of the public here very much. But the Canadians are very funny, which is famous. We have the great Jim Carrey as one of our exports. But we're interesting because charisma is not an attribute that is needed in a Canadian politician, nor is honestly, it just seems like it's people vote for the party with that whose name sounds good to them at the time. I've never really felt like anyone was excited about any political candidate in my lifetime outside of Jack Layton from the New Democrats and maybe Jean Chrétien, who was our prime minister for a while in the 90s, because he was irascible, as they say. He had this way of talking. He was a French Canadian guy, and he had a side of his mouth, Bell's palsy, permanent, and he was like sarcastic and kind of tough. He choked a protester once, and it was beloved on both sides. That was what was odd. There's something about pepper strip. He said, "Pepper, that is something I put on my steak." I mean, when I put it these ways, he sounds like a terrible guy. But I think people liked how much of a jerk he was. And other than that, it's like, I don't know if Justin Trudeau had charisma or just, had that college boyfriend appeal. Men and women. To both men and women. And he did the brown face. That's the newest topic on hand with Justin Trudeau, is there's multiple pictures of him at parties, basically wearing, coloring his face to appear like whatever race he was portraying. I think one was as a genie, which I don't even totally understand. Genies can be blue. Why didn't you make yourself blue? Nobody is blue. They can't get mad at you because nobody's blue. It's like if we found a picture of Nick. He's purple. He was going as Grimace from the McDonald's films. And he went as Grimace, and he's purple here. He made his face purple. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's purple unless their health is compromised. And, so I don't know. And even that seems, he apologized. This is the barometer we are at with everybody these days. Like, if you apologize, so few people apologize that I think he genuinely was like, I'm very sorry. Obviously, I've known about this. I was so ashamed I couldn't say anything. And people accepted it. So this is the main good thing that I feel like Justin Trudeau has done since I've been a prime minister, in that, like, there was some level of accountability. I am not saying I trust it particularly, because why are you going to multiple parties like this? One? Multiple? As Chris Rock said once, we let the first one slide. But, when it's like, well, here's Justin Trudeau at the, he's dressed as FloJo. Here's Justin Trudeau when he went to a party as Short Round. Here's Justin Trudeau. He went to a party as Gorbachev. Well, this is fine. Here's Justin Trudeau. He went to a party as Indira Gandhi. That's when you start saying, no, Trudeau. And then there's this guy, Andrew Scheer, Conservative Party candidate. Watch him talk for a bit. You'll feel better about yourself having any level of uniqueness. Because watching this guy talk is like watching a carton of milk slowly leak droplets of homogenized milk ever so slowly from the spout. It's just dull and not for the lactose intolerant. This guy, and he might win. That's the worst part. You don't need to be interesting at all. You don't need to be affable. All you need to do is seize on something Canadians are irritated by. So what are Canadians irritated by right now? Write me at weaklypodcast@gmail.com, WEAKLY podcast@gmail.com to tell me what Canadians are worried about. And Americans, tell me what you're worried about. Things are not looking good there. Let's just say Trump isn't feeling peachy right now. He's feeling impeachy. I'll let that one just mic drop. I'm grateful that I live in an era where mic drop is something that CNN anchors are saying. I really feel good about that. I think I might be the best podcaster of all time. I've listened to pretty much every podcast, and I've never heard someone command the mic as I've commanded it. I'm grateful for the Jewish religion and its New Year of Yom Kippur, which just happened yesterday. I mean, I don't know, over the week. I don't know anything about Yom Kippur, but it's an excuse to see my mom's side of the family and see them we did. Was it intense? A little bit. I don't know what was going on with this one. We had to park in this, basically across a highway and jaywalk in a frightening way to get to this condo. We got in. There was some sort of miscommunication and 9 different people made potatoes. Food was delicious. And I don't know, everybody was talking loud. My uncle said to me, "Walk me through your day," in a sort of dismissive tone. I can't believe he did that. He's like 92. He's old. He's gotten fairly ornery in that age. He said, "What if you have no talent?" I said, well. He goes, "No, this is a serious question. What if you decide to be a writer and you have no talent? How do you know to stop?" I left that conversation feeling like I'd been to a guidance counselor who was intent on giving you an anxiety attack, more so than giving you guidance. Guidance was a priority, but not the first priority. People were talking about hot button issues. Everything you would think would be bad to have at a family gathering basically was happening. Kids were around. One of my cousin's kids brought their friend who had a name that I would have found peculiar if I were going to school with them, but that's just what happens now. People just took the whole River Phoenix thing and just were like, that's a name now. River Phoenix, these types of names are going to be de rigueur, which is French for something. I'm grateful for Rosh Hashanah dinner. Thank you for the matzo ball soup. Photos on my Insta. And, I'm grateful for hospitals. I went to the hospital today. My uncle's in the hospital. family member is in the hospital. And I saw one of my relatives, my cousin, at the hospital as we hung out in my uncle's room. And it was like all of the awkwardness from the Rosh Hashanah dinner, not talking to each other in a way, like not obviously surface discussion, lots of confusion, buffet style serving ourselves. There was just no time to really get into it. And I sat down with my cousin as my uncle slumbered fitfully across from us, mere inches from both of us, his life in our hands. And we wound up having this cool conversation about where we were in life. And I loved it. So, I'm glad there are hospitals so that uncles can be helped and familial bonds can be strengthened. Because family is everything. Now, what we define as family, that's our call. I like friends. They're important to me. But, things happen to them. They can't be around. Your family, they can't be around sometimes either. But, something a lot of the time, they're a phone call away. And they'll tell you something annoying or stress you out. But still, they have to be there. And you have to be there for them. They say that broadcasting is very important to have like a solid opinion. So I will just say this solid opinion is that right now I need and value my family. They are really doing it for me. My friends have been great, but they all have their own things going on. But with my family, I can throw myself into helping out. They can throw themselves into lending me the car. Everybody is happy. Jordan Peterson's in rehab. Addiction to anti-anxiety pills. This is what happens when you go off antidepressants. You get on some sort of as-needed antidepressant. You wind up taking it. An anti-anxiety. You wind up taking it more than you would an antidepressant. And suddenly, your dependency is much stronger. So I'm not saying you have to go on antidepressants. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, they're probably better than what they call the benzos. What is Nick Flanagan Weekly? Well, it's a podcast. You might have listened last week to my wonderful friend Allison Baker, my bandmate, in Team Crud Combo. Hopefully we have some more musical collaborations with us in the future. But, yeah. A lot of people seem to get a kick out of that. And, of course, in the Danko Jones episode, we talk a lot about Toronto history in terms of music people from the 90s, at least our end of it. Allison and I have a ton of that going on, but we didn't even get into it. So she's going to get back and we're going to get a little more specific because sometimes I have my friends on and we just shoot the breeze. And that was the first one. But in the next one, you're going to find out all about her blood type, where she learned to make the guitars sound good, her favorite band from 1991, all this stuff. The time she saw Nirvana at the Opera House, all that stuff, maybe. But I'm definitely going to talk to Allison again. That's all I'm saying. And it's a podcast where I vent, where I talk about what I'm grateful for, sometimes where I talk about mental health. I'm on a new dosage for this ADHD medication I'm on, and it seems to be working well. I'm taking a lot of part-time work. And I'm still getting in touch with people about the stuff I want to be my career, which of course includes this podcast. And if you want to support this podcast, go to ko-fi.com/Nickflanagan or patreon.com/Nickflanagan and throw a buck or two. Sean, Ryan, Andrew, Sarah, Claire, Jason. I hope I'm not forgetting. Mike, thank you. All of you. And if I forgot one of you, Jenny, Jillian, Kelly, and who else is there? There's a lot of people who have helped out already, and it's been huge. Jillian, I should say. And yeah, even just listing off that names, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'm just really happy to have people supporting. And if you just want to support the podcast, throw a rating, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever. I don't know how this works. I'm in my room. I got towels hung up on the door. Nevertheless, he persisted. Nevertheless, he subsisted. That would be my saying. Oh, God, friends. Thank you for listening. I know this one was all over the place, but let me tell you, if I'd known the bulk of it would be me discussing the candidates running for Canadian prime ministership, I would have never recorded this episode. But thank you for listening.